7 budgeting mistakes that keep people broke. Two mates, same year, same starting point. Both 24, both working in Melbourne, both earning around 70 grand. Sarah and Jess. Flatmates actually for a couple of years, same rent, same Friday night Aldi runs, same officeworks job out of uni. Fast forward 8 years, Jess just put a deposit down on a townhouse in Geelong. Sarah's still renting the same one better, still says I'm bad with money like it's a personality trait, still gets that little stomach drop every time her phone buzzes with a bank notification. Same income the whole time, sometimes Sarah even earned more. So what actually happened in those 8 years, it wasn't luck, it wasn't a rich uncle, it was 7 small decisions, mistakes really, that Sarah kept making without even realizing it. And here's why this matters more than you might think. Nearly half of Australians say they're living paycheck to paycheck, and a lot of them are earning well above the average income. So this isn't really an income problem we're about to talk through. It's a decisions problem. The first one, budgeting off your salary instead of what actually lands in your bank account. So someone sees they're on 80 grand and mentally budgets like they've got 80 grand to play with. But after tax, super already taken out, maybe HECS repayments, what's actually hitting your account weekly might be $1,100-$1,200. If your mental budget is built on the bigger number, you're already underwater before you've spent a cent. Your salary is a headline figure. Your bank balance is the truth. Second mistake, and this one's sneaky, no buffer. You know that sinking feeling when your mechanic rings and says it'll be $900. That's not actually a car problem. That's a buffer problem. Without a cushion sitting there for the stuff that will happen, rego. A dental thing, your mate's wedding in the Hunter Valley you didn't see coming. Every unexpected cost becomes a mini crisis. And mini crises get put on a credit card. The trap isn't the unexpected expense itself. It's treating unexpected expenses as if they're rare, when really something unexpected happens basically every single month. People without buffers aren't bad with money, they're just one car battery away from debt. Third, lifestyle creep, and this is the one that got Sarah specifically. It never arrives as one big decision. It arrives in upgrades so small you don't even register them as choices. The $12 lunch becomes a $22 lunch. Netflix quietly becomes 5 different streaming services. The Friday night takeaway becomes a Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday thing. 2 years later you're earning 20 grand more than you used to and somehow still living payslip to payslip, and you genuinely cannot point to the moment it happened. Because there wasn't one moment, there were 100 tiny ones. Fourth mistake, treating budgeting as something that happens after spending, not before it. So the month happens, then at the end you look at your bank app and go, oh no, that's not a budget, that's an autopsy. A real budget decides where money's going before the month starts. Rent, bills, groceries, savings, then whatever's left is fun money. Now here's the scary part, and it's worth sitting with for a second before we keep going. None of these mistakes will make you feel broke today. That's exactly why they're dangerous. They don't announce themselves. There's no alarm, no warning text from your bank saying, hey, this decision is going to cost you. They make you broke slowly, quietly over years, which is precisely why so many people don't notice until they're 32, comparing themselves to a flatmate who started doing 1 or 2 things differently. Fifth, ignoring the subscriptions and small recurring stuff because each one feels too small to matter. Streaming services, a gym membership you stopped using in March, some app trial you forgot to cancel. 15 here, 20 there. On their own, genuinely nothing. Added up across a year. Often 6, 7, $800 of money leaking out for things you're not even using. Small recurring costs don't trigger the same alarm bells as one big purchase, even though over 12 months they can cost more than that big purchase would have. Sixth mistake, and this is a big one for people in their 20s and 30s specifically, paying off debt in the wrong order, or worse, only paying minimums while still spending freely elsewhere. Here's a number worth knowing. If you're carrying a balance on a credit card at 20% interest and only ever making the minimum repayment, that debt can roughly double in just a few years, without you spending another cent on it. That's not a moral failure, that's just maths working against you in the background while you're not looking. Every dollar spent on something non-essential while high-interest debt exists is a dollar actively working against you. And seventh, the one that genuinely separates people who save without even thinking about it from people who keep promising themselves they'll start next month, never automating anything. Relying on willpower to save whatever's left at the end of the month, instead of automatically moving money into savings the day you get paid. Willpower is a terrible financial strategy because willpower runs out, especially after a long week when you just want a Uber Eats and an early night. One group decided once, automated it, and never has to rely on motivation again. The other group is still, right now, telling themselves they'll sort it out next month. Now here's the bit that actually matters more than any of those 7 points individually. None of this is really about money. It's about decisions becoming defaults. Sarah didn't choose to stay broke any more than Jess chose to get ahead. Jess just automated her savings in year 1 and never had to rely on willpower again. That's genuinely most of the gap. 8 years later, Sarah still thinks she's bad with money. The reality is she just kept running the same financial defaults. So quick recap, because this is worth holding on to. Budget off take home, not salary. Build a buffer before anything else. Watch lifestyle creep every time your income goes up. Plan the month before you live it, not after. Audit your subscriptions every few months. Kill high-interest debt before anything optional, and automate your savings so you're not relying on motivation at 11 p.m. on a Tuesday. Your next payday is already coming whether you plan for it or not. The only question is whether it looks exactly like the last one or becomes the payday that finally changed everything. If this hit a little close to home, send it to a mate who needs to hear it more than they'd like to admit. Sometimes it lands better coming from a video than from you. And I'm curious, drop a comment with which one of these 7 you know deep down is your one. Be honest.